Hi, this is Aditya. In this episode, I am going to talk about CS in the pre-SOB process. What is the scope of work for CS in pre-SOB? Your work starts when a new booking for a customer is confirmed. It ends when the booked containers are loaded on board or shipped on board, also known as SOB. What is the role of CS in pre-SOB? Your role is to assist the customer and ensure that all booked units are loaded, no-shows are detected early, and early or late entries go smoothly. How can CS assist in this? Three sequential steps take place during pre-SOB which require CS assistance. Step 1. The customer picks the empty units from the depot before gate cutoff. Step 2. The customer submits pre-advised data and documents to get permission to enter containers during the window open period. Step 3. The customer inputs the container in the port. What should CS ensure for Step 1? Container release order or CRO or booking confirmation is valid until gate cutoff time of ship or GCT. CS must ensure that the customers picks the empty units before GCT. How can CS determine when to tell the customer to pick the empty units? This is tricky as you can't know the customer's intent or plan. The customer can pick the containers at any time before GCT. If you wait until GCT and it's a no-show, it will be too late to find substitute cargo and the space on the ship will go unsold. However, if you call too early or too often, the customer may get irritated. How do I tackle this? Firstly, as a CS representative, you must know the customer's mind. Additionally, you should be aware of his history. If the customer is disciplined and has no prior no-shows or rollovers, then you should not disturb him. If there are past defaults, then you must follow up daily to gauge his intent. Your task is to catch the intention of no-shows well in time to book alternate cargo. Secondly, you can use the control panel to send a reminder 4 days before GCT. For historically defaulting customers, you must call and send reminders daily from 5 days before GCT. How can I read the customer's mind? As a part of the CS team, you must be very friendly and become familiar with his personality. The key is to call frequently to make yourself well acquainted with the customer. A short phone call will do the job if you are on familiar terms. You can also access the control panel to track past behavior. Are we not discouraged from talking to customers on phone? Not exactly. You are advised not to take instructions from customers via telephone or email. I want and I service are the tools for that. But you must talk to and handhold your customers. There is no substitute for talking. When you need help, you can request the RM to step in. How do I deal with a new customer? Much like a defaulting customer, you need to keep a close watch on him until you are familiar with pattern of behavior. Is there a way to allow customers to gate in containers after GCT or cutoff? At VO's discretion, he may allow a small window beyond the GCT, maybe a couple of hours at most. First, the VO's permission must be obtained. You can then take the customer's request to gate in the container via iService for the stipulated charges. What is Form 13 and how is it issued in India? Step 2 of the pre-SOB process concerns Form 13. It is a permit from the box operator to allow the container into the port by road. In order to obtain Form 13, the customer must submit a pre-advised declaration of VGM weights, seal number, customs documents such as shipping bill, checklist, carting order or annexure, and multimodal DG declaration. The box operator surveyor verifies the data for correctness and issues the Form 13. Thereafter, we release Form 13 in 15 minutes only during the window period. Remember that the above customer information has to be submitted to the terminal's online system before Form 13 is released. What happens in the case of ICDs? For ICDs, the containers usually come by rail, where gate open time for ICDs is 10 days before gate closing time. Here, Form 11 is used. Instead of surveyors, our CS teams accepts the pre-advice, submits it to the terminal system, and gives permission for rail or road movement from ICD. What if a customer moves out by rail or road without submitting pre-advice? Form 11 data cannot be submitted to the terminal without pre-advice. Therefore, the arriving container is treated as an unplanned unit and carries a penal charge. The terminal accepts planning of this unit onto a vessel only after collecting penal charges or receiving an SSR. If GCT is passed, storage costs may be incurred as well. You must educate the customer to avoid this. What happens if there is a last minute no-show? We usually book 10% extra to offset a no-show. If all booked units arrive, the extra is rolled over to the earliest next vessel, or we buy additional space on the same vessel if available. What are the consequences of DG no-show? DG approvals from the VO takes 2 to 4 days. Owing to data discrepancies, rejections are frequent. Furthermore, DG rollovers are to be handled by taking approval for the next vessel all over again. It's a waste of our time and money. Consequently, we have to mark such customers as DG delay or no-show customers in KYC. Their freight goes up and priority in DG booking comes down. It's in everyone's interest to avoid this situation. Thanks for watching. We hope this video has answered all your queries and helps you to raise your CS game. Till next time.